to make it to the playoffs. Getting our first race started underway. Partner forward, one male, one female. They are off. Erika Cardona for the Lions in the black on your screen with Emiliana Guerra to his left. We're opening up with partner forward. 2 elements in each quadrant. You're going to see the grid floor broken up into 4 separate quadrants. Right now, the Palm Beach Breakers in that dark navy blue going to work Ezra Diaz on that right-hand side, waiting in the hash mark. While one player works, their teammate must stay in the hash mark for the reps to count. We go wide angle now. Ezra Diaz and Erika Cardona knocking out the pistol stick jump overs. Perform a single-legged squat and hop over to the other side for that rep to be completed. It's all communication and strategy, especially comes into play on the switchover. Erika Cardona right now working on that double kettlebell ground to overhead as we go down this grid floor into each and every single quadrant. The weights on the kettlebells get heavier. The height of these PVC pipes on the pistol stick jumps gets higher. The reps for each element will decrease. Ezra Diaz, one more rep to go on that double kettlebell ground to overhead. Right now, a deficit for the Breakers as they look to work back into this race. Erika Cardona hands it back off to Emiliana Guerra. She will knock out a total of 6 pistol stick jump overs. Coach Jamie Gold calls in for her next 2 players. You have Marcos Medina and Laura Sanchez. Marcos Medina knocking out 53-pound double kettlebell ground overhead, hands it off to Laura Sanchez. It's a total of 5. Total of 5 reps as the Palm Beach Breakers will switch it out. You're going to have Mahina Nessa and Rowan Scott coming in. And Medina now on to the stick jump overs as Mahina Nessa picks up those 53-pound kettlebells. We go back over to the Lions in black. Final rep, hands it off to Sanchez. 5 pistol stick jump overs for the Lions. One more for Sanchez, she'll get it. Over to Medina. Here's Yanesa as he starts off the pistol stick jump overs. He's got one more rep. He gets a fault there. You saw that the referees cross their hand. That's a fault. That repetition did not count. We'll go to that finish line camera as Laura Sanchez knocks out. She's got one more out of 3 of that double kettlebell ground overhead. She's good. Here comes Medina. Marcos Medina, 3 total pistol stick jump overs. You can see on the right-hand side of your screen, the Breakers go on to Rowan Scott. Final element of the race for Laura Sanchez and the Lions. And Laura Sanchez and the Lions take race 1. 36 seconds on the clock. 3 more reps in the element, 3 more reps in the race for Rowan Scott and the Breakers. Breakers will cross that finish line, get their 1 point. If you're new to the grid, a race win is worth 2 points. As long as you finish the race underneath the allotted time, you'll take home 1 point. If you don't, however, 0 points to that team. After 1 race, Lions 2, Breakers 1.
I mean, with soccer or any sport, really, you always have like, well, girls are better at this in sports, or guys are better at this, but it's like, it kind of meshes and goes away in grid because you have your job and that's it. You're good at your job or you're not. So it's not so much guy versus girl anymore. It's just, you're a human, do your job.
I don't treat them like dainty little ladies. I don't think they're lesser or weaker or softer. They deserve the same compliments and reprimands that everybody else on our team does.
I love that we had to share the same weights, the same bots, and the same everything.
There's guys who are afraid of the girls, like, oh man, she's really good at this or whatever, and I have to go against her.
And I let the guys know, be like, hey, this is what they just ran. You need to match it or beat it. Otherwise, you're going to hear about it.
No one is just one flavor.
Oh.
The carbs are my essential every day. Since I start using it, my workouts daily change. I would say the recovery, like that's what it helps me the most. At the end of the trainings, like the end of the season, your body doesn't get too low or too destroyed. Like your body have time to recover and you feel it day by day. So I would say carbs and recovery are for me my essentials.
And we are back to the action. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you use the code FGL10 for 10% off of 10 Performance. We are back to the action here at the second match of 4 today at Freakin' Fitness in Pembroke Pines, where we will be finding out who goes to the playoffs in the Southern Conference. We already know the South Beach Palms have punched their ticket. The Breakers, 0-2 on the season, are hungry to win in order to stay in the fight, while the Lions, your AS1 tournament champions and former Florida Grid League champions, look to punch their ticket back into the playoffs and defend that AS1 tournament champion. We are off with the mare. The Breakers held the league record for this race last year, finishing in a total of 1 minute and 15 seconds. This morning, the South Beach Palms beat that with 1 minute and 12 seconds. Can the Breakers take back the record? They are moving, looking to do that. In this mare, that barbell goes up, it cannot touch the ground at all until they finish at all 4 quadrants. 7 hang snatches in each quadrant for a total of 28. 175 pounds for the men, 110 pounds for the ladies. The Palm Beach Breakers are moving, ladies and gentlemen. We go over to the team in navy blue. Roaring Squat and Harris going rep for rep on those hang snatches. You can see the Lions in the background. We're going to stay on the Breakers. Harris has about 1 more rep to go. Here go the Breakers. Mahia and Nessa holding onto that barbell with Harris. Here come the Palm Beach Breakers. You have Tam, you have Garreto. Here come the Lions. We're gonna go over to that wide-angled lens at the finish line. Hands are up. Palm Beach Breakers are done. Boy, Harris was hungry. Keep feeding the beast, ladies and gentlemen. The Breakers will get their 2 points. We're gonna go all tied up into the first ringer point race of this match.
So I am Emiliana Guerra. I play for Lions and I play an utility player.
What do you think of Grid? How did you find it?
I found them because I have a friend from Minnesota too, Mario, and he was competing with them. And I started they told me oh, there's a pretty good competition, try. And I was like, let's try, let's see. I asked myself let's try the first year and let's see if you like it. And after that, I'm I have 3 years here and I want more. That's awesome.
You guys' team seems like a big family.
Yeah, I love
How
it.
does it feel to have, that kind of support?
I love the Lion for that because we are more than a team. We are like a family. If you do great, they're gonna be there with you. If you make a mistake, they're gonna be there with you. And that's the important part about the team. That's why I love to be with Lions.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm
I see everyone that they can meal prep on weekends, and that's perfect. But I don't usually have that time because that weekend I used to program my clients and everything. And just having my weekly box coming up, it's just like perfect. Because I really can like take advantage of those days, and I'm not just cooking and then programming again, and then I have to come back and cooking, because that things take like 3 or 4 hours to cook. I really love Rebuild because it's super helpful. I usually choose the performance blend because it's not dairy, it's gluten free, and it's soy free. When you eat to perform, those points are so important. Like there's a lot of things that you have to keep in mind because we literally eat to perform.
Remember to use the code FGL15 for 15% off of Rebuilt meals. A big thank you to them for fueling our staff during these matches. We're not lying when we say we have gotten incredible feedback about these prepared meals. They ship throughout all of Florida every week, and they are absolutely delicious. Again, try them once for 50% off with the code FGL50, and when you're ready to sign up, get 15% off lifetime for your subscription with the code FGL15. New to the league this year is this ringer point race. Each team gets to pick one from a group of options. One player from each team plays in the ringer point race. Whoever finishes first gets 2 points. The losing team must finish within a 20% margin to earn a point. Otherwise, they get 0. The race chosen by the breakers is the max front squats. 225 pounds for the men, 150 for the ladies. 1 minute time cap or until the bar is dropped. This is the first time this race has been chosen. So we haven't seen this race in action yet. We don't have any scores to put these men and women up against. So they will set that bar. And I'm telling you, Robbie Rodriguez for the Lions and Denise Tam for the Breakers will set that bar high. Both are ready. As many front squats as you can. They are both off. Once again, it's a 1 minute max front squats or until the barbell is struck. A 20% margin of defeat means you will get 0 points in this race if you lose. Moving swiftly, they both have kept this pace up so far. 13, 14, about 15 so far for Robbie Rodriguez. Halfway through the time cap. $20 for Robbie Rodriguez. Once again, we're looking for as many front squats as they can. 225 pounds for Robbie Rodriguez. We are almost done, ladies and gentlemen. Denise Tam holding on tight. One more rep. They are done. They made it the entire minute and did not drop that barbell. We're going to go ahead. So looked like 36 reps for Denise Tam at 150 pounds. We'll get a total for Robbie Rodriguez. 29 reps for Robbie Rodriguez. So it looks like Denise Tam has set the bar for this ringer point race with 36 reps and takes the win in the ringer point race. I'm no mathematician, so we'll wait. We'll do some math. We'll see if that was a 20% differential, and we'll get you a score update coming up after this. Up next, we've got that ladder race.
About 2 years ago, I tore my ACL while doing rope climbs, and unfortunately the ACL surgery turned into an infection. So I had to get another surgery to clear the infection, and then I was in bed rest for over a month. I had a lot of doctors telling me I was too old, and as a female you shouldn't compete anymore, you should start worrying about other things, and your body's going to break down, you've been through too much. And it was not an easy thing to go through, and I just want to inspire other people. Even when you're an older female, you can go through stuff like this and come back from it even stronger, and don't give up on yourself. Just keep pushing. I love working for Valor. Their statement that they follow is find your personal bravery, and I think that's a great mantra because I think we're all trying to find our personal bravery. Valor, it stands very strong behind what it believes, and it just wants to provide great equipment for its community. And I'm in this community, I'm in the sport, and I believe in everything that it's doing for all the people that use its equipment.
We all possess an innate, savage-like instinct. Whether you want to accept that or not. Being relentless, not making excuses. Getting after it. There's the easy way and the born primitive way. Failing is okay because it doesn't matter if you're the lion or the gazelle. When the sun comes up, you better be running. Born primitive, made for the modern savage.
And we are back to the action. Thank you to Born Primitive for supplying all of our players with their uniform shorts. Our players say they are super comfy. I'm quoting them. And they stay in place. And, you know, they put them to the test every single match weekend. So you know they are tested, tried, and true to the brand. Check them out at bornprimitive.com. And if you do come to attend a match, we still got 2 races later on, 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock. Here at the Frickin' Fitness facility in Pembroke Pines. Come check out. We got 2 more races. If you do attend a race in person, you get a $20 gift card from Born Primitive. I got a little bit ahead of myself before that commercial break. I said we had the ladder. That's not coming yet. That is after this race. That is the Echo. We got the Echo races coming up. And an opportunity for males and females to work together on this grid floor. They're going to run this race once. They're going to have 45 seconds to reset, reconvene as a team, train strategy if they need to, and they're going to run their same exact race over again. After 3 races, the score, Palm Beach Breakers 6, Fort Lauderdale Lions 4. It seems to me like there's a 20% differential in the difference between that ringer point race, hence why the Lions did not get that 1 point. So a 2-point lead for the Breakers going into these Echoes. Gabby Mostar tightening up that belt. Mario Santaella ready to go. We are off, ladies and gentlemen. Starting off with either overhead squats for the men, front squats for the ladies, 30 total repetitions, 155 pounds. Following this, you'll have 20 dumbbell carries over a 20-inch box. The men will have to start that element with a burpee each repetition. Emiliana Guerra waiting to relieve Mario Santaella from his overhead squats. Lions in the black. We go over to the Breakers in the blue. Angel Rodriguez knocking out his overhead squats. You already have his counterpart waiting at that box. Kirsten Thurin gets underway as we go back over to the Lions. You saw Brandon True handed off to Laura Sanchez. Back to Thurin. You see Ezra Diaz waiting in the ranks. Laura Sanchez knocking him out as Eric Cardona stands behind the camera. He's waiting underneath that rig. So it sounds to me, looks to me, like Laura Sanchez is going to finish it off for the Lions. Looks like Gabby Mostar looking to finish up for the Breakers as Ezra Diaz goes over that Valor Fitness rig. We're going to stay on Laura Sanchez. You see Eric Cardona getting up onto that rig, and he is off. They're going to have a total of 30 double touches That is a total bar, chest to bar, combined together as one for 1 rep. You saw Nicole Arsamonte go over to that other side. Looks like she will relieve Cardona as he's gonna go ahead and he's gonna bring in his teammate, Paul Moran. Arsamonte on the screen, right behind her. Roaring Scott making work for the Breakers. We go back over to the left-hand side. Roaring Scott knocking them out in the blue. Few more reps for the Lions as Macchiarelli heads over to quad number 4. We're gonna have a total of 30 hang cleans for the ladies, hang snatches for the men, 125 pounds. Macchiarelli on your screen right now. Walsh for the Breakers, moving fast. Can she catch the Lions? You've got Kevin Jennings relieving her. Final few reps. Brandon True will go ahead and switch it off. 5 reps left. Hands are up for both teams. Guerra, Jennings, and the Lions take the first echo. Head coach Jamie Gold is fired up as the Lions take the first of 2 echoes. We got 45 seconds. We're going to reset, and we're going to rerun the same exact race. We'll see if the teams decide to change any part of their strategy up. They're going to try to recover as much as quick as they can. We're going to rerun the same exact race. We got 20 seconds on that clock. Last season, the Breakers had a trend of starting slow on the echo. They always finish faster on the second echo. The Lions went fast on echo 1 and finished fast on echo 2 last year. Will that trend hold up? If it does, we got quite the race coming up. Medina opening up with overhead squats for the Lions. Denise Tam absolutely murdered those front squats in that first finger point race. She's back on the barbell here in this second echo. Angel Rodriguez will do the same as he did in the first echo. He will be back on that first quadrant for the overhead squats. Thurian over to that box for the Breakers. Marcos Medina still on the barbell for the Lions. He's going to hand it off to Guerra. Brandon True heading to the box. We got that wide angle for you. We can show you who gets to the box first. Thurian gets to the box first. She's holding those dumbbells high, getting over that box as quick as she can. The men have to start this element with a burpee. Brandon True getting a few reps in. He got about 4 reps in. He'll hand it off to Laura Sanchez. Ezra Diaz will be handed off with those dumbbells. He'll go down to that burpee. Eric Cardona back at the Valor Fitness rig. Gabby Mostar taking over on the box carryovers. Hand is up over on the other side for the Lions. Laura Sanchez looking to finish up strong to hand it off to Eric Cardona. Former national professional grid player, former FGL MVP, going rep for rep with Ezra Diaz. Roaring Scott on that Valor Fitness rig. Ezra Diaz hands it over to her. Nicole Arsamonte right behind Scott. Angel Rodriguez, you see him waiting in the ranks. Paul Moran waiting to relieve Arsamonte. Rodriguez going to work. Moran going to work. Macchiarelli sprinting over to that 4th quadrant. We go over to that 4th quadrant. Macchiarelli going to work. Roaring Scott going to work. You see Santaella onto the grid floor. Jennings onto the grid floor. It was close on that first echo. Can the Breakers take back the lead? Santaella, Jennings, going rep for rep. Hand is up for the Breakers. Can Jennings do it? And there was a fault. There was a late fault opening up the door for the Fort Lauderdale Lions. Emiliana Guerra finishes up. It was too close to call from my vantage point. The breakers finished, but there was a fault. Jennings, it seemed like Jennings did not lock out the final rep. They got called back. And the breakers still pull through with the W. It looks like the trend held up for the breakers. They started slow on Echo 1, but they turned up the speed, kicked it into fourth gear for Echo 2. Up next, the ladder.
I'm Laura Sanchez. I am 20 years old. I compete at CrossFit and I've been competing at CrossFit for 6 years.
So currently you are?
I'm currently the fittest in Venezuela. 2020, yeah, that was last year. I qualified for the games, but it was canceled because of the COVID. I found the Grid League since 2019. So this is my second year competing.
So how does the Full Grid League help you in your personal?
On my personal, a lot. Actually, I always say that to everyone, to my friends, and you know, I think that there's two Lauras. It's one Laura before I start, and it's another one after Florida Grid League. I think it makes me like feel stronger. That believe in myself, that I can do all the things that I want to. I love my team. I love my team. I love competing on my team. And I think that this can help you to improve your communication, to get the teamwork. It's always the best if you're with a team.
Dos. Uno.
Corte.
Coming back to the action live from the freaking fitness facility here in Pembroke Pines. Palm Beach Breakers lead the Fort Lauderdale Lions 9-7. It's the strength specialist's turn to shine once again here on the grid. On this ladder race, the floor set up like a ladder. Every quadrant a different rung. You'll notice right now on your screen, you see that big red number 1. That's to signify quadrant 1. You see the big red 2, quadrant 2. Grid floor is split up into 4 different quadrants. You're going to see a barbell for the men, a barbell for the women in each quadrant. A successful lift in that quadrant is worth the respective amount of points. So for example, once we start this race, you're going to see them today do a thruster. So they're going to clean it, squat to press directly overhead. Full lockout, you'll get the rep. If they do it in quadrant number 1, worth 1 point. Quadrant 2, worth 2 points. 3 points, and that fourth and final quadrant, the heaviest barbell on the floor, worth 4 points. If a player can clear the entire grid floor, meaning a successful lift in quadrants 1 through 4, that's a total of 10 points towards their team. At the end of the race, the team with the most points will get the W. However, if they win by more than 10 points, the losing team will get 0 points on the race. We saw it come up in the first match of the day between the Miami Freaks and the South Beach Palms. The South Beach Palms won by 11, so they got 2 points, and the Miami Freaks got 0. At the end of it, could all come down to that, especially on a day as today where it's all about the final playoff push. At the end of today, we will know who's going to the playoffs in the Southern Conference. Teams are ready. And they are off. On your screen, Thurian opening up her very first lift in quadrant number 2 with a 145 thruster. You see Brandon True, 225 on the thruster. He got it in quad 1, got it in quad 2. He'll get it in quad 3, 245. Brandon True, 265 pounds on the barbell. Easy. So right there, Brandon True just got the Lions 10 points. Interesting strategy by the Breakers. Their first 2 players have skipped quadrant number 1. Machiarelli was successful in quad 1, successful in quad 2. Jose Carreto, 265 for that thruster. Easy. We go back to Machiarelli. She'll get 160. Walking up to 175 pounds for Brianna Machiarelli. Couldn't quite get it. Roaring Scott, 175. Here comes Marcos Medina, 245, easy. Medina, an OG on this Fort Lauderdale Lions squad. He has been known as a closer when it comes to strength, showing you right there. Mahina Nessa, FGL rookie. Successful on 245, making his way up to 265. 4 points. Can he get it in the bag? Yes, he can. Going over to Laura Sanchez. She was successful on her second lift. 160, Laura Sanchez gets it. Going over to 175 pounds. Denise Tam, 160. Denise Tam took home the ringer point race. Can she get that 175? Yes, she can. Here comes Mario Santaella through quadrant 2 onto quadrant number 3. We go to that wide angle. Santaella on the screen, successful in quadrant number 4. Evan Hess, 265. Evan Hess can't quite lock it out. We got a minute 15 on the clock. Emiliana Guerra into quadrant number 3. 160 complete. Emiliana Guerra, we're going to stay on her for the Lions in black. 175, can't quite get it up. Mostar into quadrant number 3, 160. Mostar nods her head yes to head coach Matt Hornaday. Hey Matt, I got this. Gabby Mostar, 175, can't quite lock it out. Robbie Rodriguez, an FGL veteran. Robbie Rodriguez, 265. Here comes Kevin Jennings. He brought home the second echo race for the Breakers. 24 seconds on the clock. Power clean, squat to press, easy. Kevin Jennings, 15 seconds left. 265 for Jennings. Arsamonte, 160. Jennings gets it. Arsamonte, 3, 2, 1, time. Cardona couldn't quite get it up for that extra point. We're gonna tally up the score and we're gonna get you the winner of the ladder. Coming up next, it's the Lions' turn to pick their ringer point race. biotin, baby.
Right now, a lot of us need healthcare that's simple and affordable. That's why we created Antidote Health, because you shouldn't have to wait for the doctor when you need it. You should have access to a doctor within minutes, with lower monthly costs, no deductibles, and 24/7 access to a doctor. It's healthcare that cares about you. Get started today at antidotehealth.ai, available on the Apple and Google Play stores.
So I was not always in fitness. My dad actually passed away, and that was when I really started to focus on fitness because I wanted to do something for myself. It just kind of like was my way of dealing with it, was to go to the gym every day and to kind of like forget about what was going on. So I didn't always start being fit as I am, and so I really looked up at that time to other female athletes. What I love about Grid is that you have every single female body type, so we're constantly exposed to bodies we've never seen before, and to me that's exciting, and so it makes me more proud of, you know, like my body as well. I looked up to other people that inspired me. I'm glad that I can inspire maybe other people. Also, being in medicine, it is a pretty male-dominated industry. That also kind of helps me with that confidence of feeling like we can do it, women are here. So in fitness and in my medicine world, like this is all it's about is feminism and equality. So that's a big thing for me.
The Fountain of Youth is a standalone product in our collagen line that is fantastic for immune support, fortifying your hair, skin, nails, your joint health, muscle recovery, and of course, gut health.
We do 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C to plus up the immunity in this. We also include maki berries, a good antioxidant, to help you recover.
We also have 10 times the daily recommended value of an essential B vitamin, biotin. Perhaps the best part about the Bubs Fountain of Youth is that the flavor inside this is like a purple taste of magic. When you put all those ingredients together, you've got immune support, you've got great support for your hair, skin and nails, joint health, muscle recovery, and more. And our collagen, as always, is grass-fed, pasture-raised, non-GMO, keto-friendly, paleo diet-friendly, and all-around friendly for you. So come on by and check out the Fountain of Youth.
Be sure to use the code GRID, G-R-I-D, for 20% off your next purchase from Bubs Naturals. After taking the ladder, the Palm Beach Breakers lead the Lions 11-8. Ringer point race, 6 triple touches. Eric Cardona, Ezra Diaz, going rep for rep. The former MVP of the Florida Grid League on your screen right now in the black. Eric Cardona trying to get his team back into this race. This was chosen by the Lions and chosen for a reason, because they have Eric Cardona on the rig. Eric Cardona, Ezra Diaz. And it looked to me like Eric Cardona finished first. But we're gonna go to the cameras and we'll get you a winner. Eric Cardona looks to me like he expected more of himself. I'm not sure what happened there. He started off quicker than Diaz did. We're going to the stopwatches. We're gonna let the referees talk it over. You got the commissioner, Mather Wiswall, over there looking at the finish line video. What a close race that was. Ezra Diaz. We'll go ahead and let the referees, commissioner, deliberate. We'll get you your winner coming up next after this. 2 races remaining in this match.
Like I said, we get it, because we are too. And we designed our bars for us, so we know they're good enough for you. Want more, do more, be more. Breakout Bar.
Reminder to use the code FGL20 to get 20% off of Breakout Bar. Telling you, if you're one of those that likes to snack throughout your day, I'm one of those people too. I'm speaking to myself. I'm speaking to you. Check out Breakout Bar. Use the code FGL20, get 20% off. As we're about to break out into the final 2 races in this tight matchup between the Palm Beach Breakers and the Fort Lauderdale Lions. Last we spoke, it was a tight finish with Eric Cardona and Ezra Diaz in the ringer point race. By mere tenths of a second, Eric Cardona took the race and took 2 points for the Lions. As we go into Jack and Jill, the first of the final 2 races, Breakers 12, Lions 10. Playoff hopes on the line for the Breakers. And the Lions trying to increase their odds at punching their ticket. 1 ticket left in this Southern Conference to make it to the playoffs. As earlier this morning, the South Beach Palms got their 3rd win of the year and punched their ticket into the Southern Conference playoffs on October 9th at the Freaking Fitness Weston location. You saw the strength specialist shine in the mirror. You saw him shine in the ladder. Now we get to see the bodyweight specialist shine on Jack and Jill. 1 male, 1 female, 3.5 minutes on the clock to complete 30 bar muscle-ups, 20 ring muscle-ups, and 5 backwards roll to support. 1 person working at a time. We saw this race about 2 weeks ago in the Northern Conference, where that record was 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Will we see it beat today? Will we see it beat now in this race? It's been a different Palm Beach Breakers that we're seeing today, ladies and gentlemen. It's a team made up of some OGs, some players that started with a different team in the Grid League, mixed in with some rookies, and it seems like it's taken some time for this team to mesh. And it seems to me like they are finally coming together with coaches Matt Hornaday and Matt Morgan at the helm. This team is putting on a showing today against these Fort Lauderdale Lions, one of the strongest teams in this league. Not only the conference, but in the league. So I absolutely love what I'm seeing by the Breakers. They knew coming into today, they needed to win both matches to even have a hint of smell of these Southern Conference playoffs, and they are leaving it all out on the grid floor. As we're getting everything set on that Valor Fitness rig. Valor Fitness, a huge, possibly the biggest supporter of the Florida Grid League since its inception. They are the host to the Northern Conference. They are the supplier to all the equipment. That rig you see on your screen, without Valor Fitness, the Florida Grid League just would not run the same. So a huge shout out to them for all their support from the inception, from day one till now and to the future. We're here on this Saturday in Pembroke Pines, Florida. I'm Alan Duarte, guiding you, leading you, taking you through 4 matches today. We had the Palms take down the Miami Freaks in the first match of the day. Right now, the Palm Beach Breakers take on the Fort Lauderdale Lions at 5 o'clock. The Miami Freaks take on the Palm Beach Breakers, and at 7 o'clock, your nightcap, the Fort Lauderdale Lions taking on the South Beach Palms. Again, 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock. Later on tonight, we got 2 more matches to go here at Freaking Fitness in Pembroke Pines. Come on over. Go get your tickets now. thefgl.com/tickets. You also get a $20 gift card from Born Primitive for attending today's matches. We got a minute on the clock. Again, 2 races to go. Jack and Jill, 1 male, 1 female in this bodyweight specialist match. Excuse me, race. And then to end the match, we go into that sprint relay. The breakers could set themselves up pretty going into that final sprint relay. 30 seconds. Or the Lions can bring it all within 1 point going into that final sprint relay. 20 seconds. We start with 30 bar muscle-ups. You're going to see that waterfall effect come into play. Then 20 muscle-ups on the rings. Ending with 5 backwards roll to support. Players are ready. Ezra Diaz, Claudio Reque lined up for the breakers. Guerra and Santaella out on the floor for the Lions. You see Diaz and Reque starting with that waterfall effect. Santaella and Guerra onto their waterfall effect. On the grid floor, how efficient can you be? How many reps can you get in as little amount of time as possible? That's what's happening right now. Slight lead right now for the breakers. But it all comes down to the end of this race and those 5 backwards roll to support. Can you go unbroken? Can you be efficient in that element? Final rep for Guerra on the Lions in black. Final 2 reps for Ezra Diaz in the Navy. Eric Cardona onto the rings. 20 ring muscle-ups. You see that butterfly effect coming into play from the former MVP. We look over on the other side. Evelyn Balich on the rings for the breakers. Cardona looking efficient, looking smooth. Laura Sanchez waiting in the ranks for the Lions. Cardona will switch it over to Laura Sanchez. Cardona will move over to the next set of rings, hoping for Sanchez to finish up the rest of the reps, and he'll get set for his backwards roll to support. Angel Rodriguez looking to finish up for the breakers as Lauren Scott gets set for her backwards rolls to support. Final 2 reps for Sanchez. Hand is up for Rodriguez and the breakers. The Lions look to bring this race within 1 point. Eric Cardona, backwards roll to support. Taking his time, getting set. Final 2 reps for Cardona. Eric Cardona closes it out, and the Lions will take their 2 points. Lauren Scott can't quite get. She'll get 1. They got 4 to go. 1 minute to go. This is extremely important, ladies and gentlemen. As long as Lauren Scott can finish in a minute, she will get 1 point. If not, this match is all tied up, winner take all in that final race. Coach Matt Hornaday calls it off. The breakers will not finish the race, and we are going into the sprint relay, all tied up at 12 apiece. It all comes down to this: winner take all between the Lions and the breakers.
My name is Paula. I'm number 11. I play for the Miami Freaks.
And then today you did, what did you do today for the butterfly? With the med ball,
With
right?
the med ball. That was the first time. I really thought about it before doing it because I only had 5 reps. So I was putting on the balance if it was worth it to risk to drop the ball and do those 5 butterfly, or maybe stick to the safe and just do regular ones. But I practiced them like the entire last 2 weeks and it was working, so I was like, I want to give them a go, and it worked.
We see a lot of times you and Eric Cardona kind of going face to face, right?
Yes.
How does it feel to be a female and being equal?
I mean, At some point, I'm never looking to who am I going against, because for reals, I just need to calm down and stay calm and focus on what I have to do. So I barely see who I'm going against, but yes, this time I saw that I was going against him on sprint relay. Eric Cardona, like, he was the first guy I saw doing the butterfly muscle ups, and I was like, wow, that guy can hit 3 muscle ups in the time the others do 1, so he was like my hero. But today I didn't get scared. I was just like, I feel we're equal right now. Of course, it's easier for him that he was a gymnast and he used to do that. You know, rings is not a discipline for ladies, for girls, because years ago, like, they thought that women aren't strong enough to do the rings. So I think that's what's great, like going against a guy. Like, we can show that we can do it too, and we can be as fast as them, and we can do the same amount of reps as them.
So this is a foreign object. We only get to try out on the warm-up or on the grid. Like, you don't normally touch that other than a tire. So it's very foreign, but it's gonna be good. Being a professional strongwoman, we flip heavy objects all the time, so it's right in my wheelhouse.
It's fun. It feels good. It's better than having a big tire. I like it. Good handling.
This is my first time using it. I'm pretty excited. I've done tire flips, which I assume it's pretty similar in the past. My deadlift is really strong, so that's the main reason why I'm not concerned about it.
I kind of have a football background, so being in that, tire flips and all that, it brings me back to those days, so I like it. It's one of my favorite movements out here.
And we're back to the action for the final race. It all comes down to this. Winner take all. Breakers can keep their playoff hopes alive with a win. Lions can increase their odds at punching that playoff ticket with a win. A lot relying on this final race. Ezra D is getting set for the Breakers. Brandon True getting set for the Lions. 8 elements in this sprint relay. Here we go! Brandon True, Ezra Diaz opening up with 10 double dumbbell shoulder overhead, 60 pounds. In the sprint relay, whichever player finishes the final repetition of an element goes for a 4-point touch at the start line, sprints to the finish line, and they are done for the rest of the race. A slight mishap by most starting Breakers opens up an opportunity for Arsamonte and the Lions. 20 handstand push-ups followed by 4 back uprises. Hand is up for Arsamonte. She is done for the Lions. Rowan Scott making up ground for the Breakers. Here comes Eric Cardona, 4 back uprises. You see Angel Rodriguez on the right-hand side of your screen. Rodriguez going a little bit faster. He's made up a little bit of ground for the Breakers on the Lions. Up next, 3 legless rope climbs. You've got Vanover for the Lions. You've got Alex Oliveras. Mahinyanesa for the Breakers. Yanesa is done. Vanover widening that lead again, widening the margin. Here comes Marcos Medina, Alex Oliveira. Can Oliveira catch Medina, or can Medina hang on to this lead? We are halfway through this race. Medina holding a slight lead, about 2 hash marks ahead of Oliveira. We're going to that finish line, Cam. You see the distance between both of these players. We got 20 chest to bars. Here comes Lois Sanchez. Here comes Claudia Reque. Reque needs to move. Sanchez moving efficiently on those chest to bars. A fault on this element can open up a window for either team. Hand is up for the Lions. Sanchez is done. Reque is done. We got 2 elements to go. We're going 6 plate handstand step overs, 5 snatches, 200 pounds. Here comes Guerra. Here comes Kendall Kanan. Hand is up for both teams. 1 more rep for Guerra as she is done. 1 more rep for Kanan. It's going to come down to Mario Santaella and Jose Carreto. Can the Breakers save their season? Mario Santaella, can he close it out? 2 more reps for Santaella. 2 more reps for Carreto. It all comes down to the sprint. Jose Carreto, Mario Santaella. Ladies and gentlemen, the 4 Lauderdale Lions will take the match. The Breakers fought tooth and nail. They came together as